Okay, new locking tweak in Cydia. It's called Protecti. I've been using it for a while, but they've just released a good update for it that I think everyone should know about. It's another way of locking up specific apps so that if your friends are using your iPad, which in my case is quite a lot of the time, they can't get into things like your Facebook, your Twitter, etc. So you go into Cydia, and it's available in there. You download that, and once you've done that, you'll respring, and then you'll be given a new section in your settings for Protecti. Most important, of course, is to select which apps it locks when you enable it. So if we're going to choose apps, and then once we've done that, it will show all the apps that are on my iPad, including the system applications like Cydia and so on. You can just toggle anything that you want to be locked when your friends are using it, toggle it to on, it'll lock it all up. So I've toggled all of my reminders, my settings, etc., my messages, all the things I don't want my friends to see, but they can still use things like iPlayer, my games, my music, and so on. Can't do any damage there. So once you've chosen all the apps you want to select from the list, you go back out of there and you can configure other settings. Other settings include activation methods. So if we go into activation method, it used to be a case of you used an activator gesture, and that was the only way you could activate it. I used to use a two-fingered swipe from the status bar, and that would activate and deactivate. On the deactivate, I'd actually have a PIN code as well, which will show up in advanced settings, so that even if your mates find the activator gesture, they still can't unlock it without a passcode, and the passcode can be huge because you only have to put it in when you're unlocking the whole device, and you only do it once. So it's not something that you need to be able to enter quickly. But you can also now use a fake PIN code, which is in the default, the iOS built-in PIN code section when you unlock your device. Normally my PIN code, I've changed it to make it 9876 for simplicity, but in there was a fake PIN code, and basically that fake PIN code effectively is the ones you tell your friends, and when you enter that PIN code it locks up the device, locks up the applications on the device that you've chosen, so your friends can use it, they don't know any of the wiser. But if they try and get on Facebook, it ain't going to work. So once you've done that, if we lock up the device, and first I think we'll log in with the normal PIN code. We'll call it the admin PIN code instead of the guest PIN code. So if we unlock it, and we'll use 9876, and that'll unlock it completely. It'll be as always when I use it. Nothing will be locked up. An example of an app that's normally would be locked is settings. That opens fine, no problem whatsoever. Also the notification center will work. Multitasking, which you can toggle on and off in the settings for this Protecti app, will work because we're as the admin, whereas the normal PIN code. So if we lock up again, and this time we'll unlock it with what I'm going to call the guest PIN code. That's the fake PIN code, so that'll be 1234. If we unlock it with that, you'll find that the settings app, along with Facebook, Twitter, and all of the above, they're all going to be locked up. So if we try settings, Facebook, Twitter, Skype, Messages, Splashtop, Mail, IM Pro, none of these are going to work. You can even lock folders like software in my case, so they can't uninstall it in Cydia. So once you've done all that, it all works though. Everything else that you haven't unlocked works, like BBC iPlayer, I'm going into it right now, works a treat. You can use my games as well, so it's great. If you want to give it to your friends and they just want to check the web, they can do that without you having to worry about what else they're doing on there. But they still can't get into things using the multitask. They can't use notification center or anything like that, and these are all configurable in the settings app. The only problem I found with it is that it's got one glitch. If you have notifications that are on the lock screen that are for apps that are locked up, like Facebook, if you get one of those when it's been unlocked by you most recently, if they try and get in with the guest account, it will let them in, but I'm sure they'll fix that in the next update.